so many storylines heading into Lakewood, but there can only be one lead story, and it's Chase Sexton. Last Saturday at Hangtown, Chase finally uncorked it, rode at his full ceiling, and threw down one of the most incredible motos ever, statistically. Last to first. Full send, barely in control, but enough to put on an epic charge, a thrilling final lap, and an eventual victory that left us breathless. Where does it rank all time? Well, that is yet to be seen, but to me, the outcome of this championship will determine how great this day truly was, due to the obvious circumstances that contributed. Jett gambled and paid the price right in front of Chase. He saw it. He knew the situation. Streak's over, someone's gonna get it, and halfway through Moto 1, Chase turned into the Chase I've been wanting to see all year. He flipped the switch and rode inspired by opportunity, belief, and angst. Yeah, this hasn't been easy on the dude. 24 straight wins for your rival, the attention, the nauseating love from the media. Not this guy. But the curly-haired kid shows up and takes over the sport in a snap. Chase had to hear about Jett all those years, now deal with him on the track, which is worse. So yeah, angst played a role, and when the door opened in Moto 1, he kicked it wide open, then drove a tank through it Moto 2. So I ask again, where does Moto 2 at Hangtown rank? It depends on the result sheet come Ironman. If Jett bounces right back and runs another 18 motos on him, it'll be hard to look at this as anything more than just a rad 35 minutes. But if Chase grabs the moment and gets comfy at a summer 2022 speed, he can win the championship. And this ride will be looked at as the turning point in an incredible story. The Supercross champ loses his title, but steals back the motocross title right after. That's a great lead into 2025 and beyond, and it actually feels possible. If Chase can keep his send under control and pull this thing off, Moto 2 at Hangtown will be seen as one of the best rides of all time, by far the best of his career. Jett, in my opinion, made the biggest mistake of his career, by far. He had won 24 straight motos without having to use an obstacle to gain an advantage. But he gambled. Why? Well, I believe that Jett is ultra competitive. I know he is. Yes, he's nice and friendly and tries to stay humble, but deep down, he is a ruthless competitor, and there is no way he was cool with the talk about being vulnerable and now there's hope and maybe an open door because he was off at Paula. No, I doubt he liked that one bit. The best way to kill that hope at its seed would be to smash them at Hangtown, send a little reminder, and on the opening lap of Moto 1, the win streak and undefeated record mattered more than the championship. He trusted his instincts, gambled, and lost. The outcome of this jump attempt didn't work as well as the jump attempt he pulled on everyone at the LA Coliseum. Main one, the jump that won him the SMX title. That was gnarly and consequential, but he used it to pass multiple people on a track that had zero passing. A straight-up defeat looked possible those early laps, but he used that little bit extra that he has, nailed that jump, and by the time everyone picked up on it, it was over. At Hangtown, he saw a similar opportunity to do something he'd done in practice, just like the LA Coliseum. They adjusted the obstacle before the moto, just like the LA Coliseum. He saw it on the sight lap and thought it was still doable, just like the LA Coliseum. But this one wasn't. Bad math. The big bummer for Jett is he was a moto or two away from fine-tuning new settings and was most likely on his way to a second perfect season. You shouldn't have opened that door, bro. You've given hope, real hope, and riders know the difference. An off day at Paula is one thing, but a break in character, a gnarly crash, wounded, buried in the point so he can't manage this one, that's new. The whole dynamic has changed, and it's created a big test for Jett, a test he didn't need to take. But here it is. Bounce back and dominate out to win this title, and this is just a blip on the radar. But lose this championship to Chase, and this crash will be one of the most consequential we've seen since Cooper at Arlington, Kenny at Anaheim, or Eli at Lakewood. All uniquely different, but all lost championships. This weekend at Lakewood won't be easy for Jett. He didn't bounce back right away after the attempted manslaughter in St. Louis, even with a week off before Foxborough, where he finished 5th. Down 24 points, 2 really tough weeks coming, this feels different. Chase is healthy, comfortable, and confident, and he knows there's a window to stack some points right now. This championship is 1,000 times more intriguing than it was a week ago, and it's nice to turn on the TV on Saturdays and believe that this battle is at least a one-on-one instead of a one-on-none, which it's been for the last 12 months. 250 title favorites Haiden, Deegan, Tom Vial, and Levi Kitchen all have reason to be happy heading into Lakewood, but all have reason to be concerned as well. For Deegs, the flex on and off the track is hard to ignore. Calm down, muscles. Moto 1 at Hangtown was complete boss mode, and the eye test through 4 motos says he's the best, hands down. I'll agree with those who say the pressure was coming Moto 2, and he was feeling it. He went to drop the hammer, went over the limit, and weeded. The all-in no matter what mentality makes danger special, but it also leads to a higher probability of a helicopter. Just math. Confidence can loosen up discipline, and if you're one-dimensional in approach, where you trust your instincts and ride with less calculation, you run the risk of big crashes, and a crash like that is how you get another wrist injury or a chunk of your leg cut out. Moving forward, he'll need to be a little more careful when he's on a multi-moto win streak. Tom Vial should send Haiden a thank you card this week for giving him an open door to walk through. Tom's been a little off, but he's tightening things up, and to grab that moto win while things are still out of sync is big. These guys are very aware of the hierarchy in the class, and Tom knows Hayden's been better, is fully healthy, and has it out for him. But Tom also knows that he's a 2-time world champ. The series is 22 motos, and sneaking in moto wins while surviving the opening month on West Coast tracks is good for his chances. He's aware, not concerned, but maybe he should be. His starts have been iffy, and as rad as it is to see him rip through the pack every second moto, he knows that formula will not win this title. Big week coming for Tom at Lakewood, as his real strengths will be exposed next week at High Point. He doesn't have to win this Saturday, but a couple point cut into Danger's points lead will do just fine. Levi Kitchen survived his worst track on the circuit and now heads to his best track on the circuit. Hangtown is not great for his style, especially the way it was prepped, but he was solid and seemed content. The negative I see, he's not as forceful as his rivals, as Hayden's ride through the field in Moto 1 and Tom's in Moto 2 look dominant. Like Levi's first motos look like a guy who is close to being a real contender, but maybe isn't there just yet. Lakewood is his chance to flip the script, and a 1-1 here would reshape the landscape in this championship, and Levi would no longer look like the standalone number 3 guy in the class, which he is right now. An old main event moto segment has arisen from the ashes and now lives here on the Daniel Blair Show. It's uppers and downers, and the theme is pretty on the nose. I am Walter White's baby blue upper over Aaron Plessinger, Jason Anderson, Chance Hymas, and Ty Masterpool, while my downer this week is Bar X Suzuki mechanic and friend Tyler Mickelson, who damn near had his legs chopped off this past Saturday and needs some help from the community. Let's start with the uppers. Yes, Aaron Plessinger had his heart ripped out again at Hangtown. Not as bad as Detroit 2023, but this stings too. But he's an upper as he continues to show he's for real and getting better. And of course, he's just a good old red-blooded American hero doing it for Dale and for all the fans of motocross. That second moto was rad, and this sport is way cooler when AP is up front, and it's way cooler when Jason Anderson is relevant. I think one of the reasons why fans give him a pass on his hombre character, you know, the laid-back DGAV vibes he gives at the press conferences and the constant silly confrontations he seems to get in every 6 weeks or so, is because he consistently gives his all, and at his core, he is a pure racer. His pass on Hunter at Hangtown was a reminder that he's an absolute sicko and that he isn't interested in fading back into irrelevancy. Chance Hymas is the breakout rider of the early summer, and if you look at his calendar and how they approach his transition to the pro ranks, it's pretty smart. Dropped in a couple pro motocrosses in 2022 and a couple supercrosses in 2023, then a full summer of pro motocross last year, which led to an intriguing rookie supercross season this year where he got a heat race win. Now, it's breakout time. Sophomore season, perfect timeline and formula. Well done. Ty Masterpool is an upper to me because he was seen as a flop at Star, then turned Privateer 450 guy, forced his way on screen moto after moto last summer, then took his game indoors, which has always been a dent to his value, and he did okay. But outdoors, he was ready for a shot like this, and now after 2 rounds and a couple days of practice, it looks like we may have a summer star in Master P, which makes things interesting over at PC Cowie. Does he stay on a team with Austin Faulkner, Levi Kitchen, Cameron McAdoo, Seth Hamaker, and Garrett Marchbanks? They'll have some big decisions to make this fall, but this summer, they may be financing Masterpool's springboard to somewhere else in 2025. My downer for Hangtown is Tyler Mickelson, who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Otter got smashed, is on the mend, but obviously is going through a really tough ordeal. As a moto community, we're good at this. So if you can help my dude out, that would be awesome. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you Sunday for Lakewood's Overreaction. Thank you so much for watching the show. If you liked it, press the like button. And if you want to subscribe, then press the subscribe button. Share it with your friends, with your family, and grandma. Make sure you send it to grandma. Grandmas love everything Main Event Moto does. All you Motoheads out there, we are still rocking and rolling at Main Event Moto. You can go to patreon.com/Main Event Moto. We do 2 shows a week now, and both of them are live streamed. Patreon.com/Main Event Moto, and we will catch you on the next show.